Hi, this is Donnie Vaughn. I was going to give you a quick tutorial on this particular video on how to update a page with content. I'm going to just use this as an example. You could pick any page. In fact, let's go to another page that has a little bit more. All right, so here's a page. Here's just the flags page. I'll talk about this video slideshow here in a minute, or this picture slideshow. But let's say you wanted to come in here and change these dates or make them bold or something like that. Let me show you how you do that. First thing you have to do is you have to log into your dashboard, and you will have been provided that information here. By the time you see these videos, you should have been provided that. So you go to the dashboard, and from here you're going to want to look at the pages. Now if you don't see the pages like that, you click on this little, there's just kind of an arrow. Click on that and it reveals two drop down menus here and here, and you want to select the edit button. By doing so, you're brought to the edit pages section of the dashboard, and here are the various pages that you have listed here. Now you see here it's home and flags and history exhibits. That should match up to what you have up here. And in some cases, you might have pages that aren't really visible to everybody, but maybe you do. I think you have all of yours are visible. So let's go to the page we're looking for, which is the flags page. And you'll know this just because you know what's on your page. But we clicked on flags, and we got to this page. And so we know we're on the flags page. All right. So we go over here to this flags page. Now there's several different options here. Don't worry about any of these, or these, especially not that one. We don't want to delete or trash this page. You want to go over here under flags and hit edit. So that little edit button right there. Click it one time, and you'll be brought to the edit page. Don't worry about this little pink and red verbiage here. That's going to be on pretty much every page. And this is where you're brought to. This may look more complicated than it is. It really is not. This section here kind of looks like, Microsoft Word document. You have bolds and bullets and centering and all sorts of things. There's some things in here that are kind of new. There's a spell check. But I'm just going to show you some of these things you'll never use, and so you don't have to know what that, for instance, is, because I never use it. That one is another one that you don't necessarily need to have here. So here's what you're looking for, is this little box here, this section from here on up. All this stuff down below, you wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. So all you need to focus on is the stuff in here. Now if you'll notice, all the text that you see in here is the same text that's listed here. Now do note that what you see in here is not exactly how it's done in here, just because this is the dashboard that WordPress provides, and so the fonts all look the same. When you go to the final product, your website is set up to have certain fonts a certain way. So just because it has this font here, it's going to look different here. Now you still be able to bold things and all that. So let me give you an example. So let's say it says flags are placed. Let's say you wanted to change that to 7 times a year, and you added and Christmas. Don't think you'll ever do that, but if you did, you could also come in here and bold that and hit the little bold. You can italicize it. Notice the way that it's changing as you do it. Okay. You can also change the color. I don't recommend you worry about too much color because it kind of makes the website look bad, so I would stick to the default black. But you can see how we've got the bold here. Whenever you've done making a change, you always have to go over here and click update. Now I'll click update here. It's scrolling and it says this page has been updated. You go back over to your website. I'm going to refresh the page, and you see here that it's now placed 7 times a year, and you can see the word and Christmas, and this Christmas is in bold. And so that's really how easy it is to update a page. Now, I'm going to go in and take that out. Too much there. Make sure I spell that correctly. There we go. And I'll update the page. I'll go back over to my existing site, refresh the page on my browser, and you can see that that's taken away. I forgot to change that, so all I have to do is go in, log in, and change that to 6, and I update the page. Now, one little thing that might make it easier for you, by the way, there are 2 tabs here. There's the visual, and then there's what they call the HTML. For what you're going to do most of the time, you would always need to stick on the visual. This HTML is the more complicated back end. It's got all sorts of complicated jargon and code and all that. Stick to the visual tab and you'll be okay. One of the things that I find easy to work with is right down here in the bottom corner, right where you see those 2 arrows show up. There are some kind of slanted lines. What that does is if you click that with your mouse and drag it down, I'm holding down my mouse as I'm pulling down, that opens up this window. And I don't know how far I can go down, but I can go down quite a ways. Sometimes that's easier to see the whole page. In this case, you can see all of the page, and you're able to do that. By the way, while I'm thinking about this, when you're logging in and editing, this thing right here says edit page. Everybody else does not see that. It's only because I'm an admin that it recognizes that I'm an admin to this page, and so that's why that's there. If I logged out of my dashboard, I would not see that. So that's just why that's there. So don't worry about that part of it. But that's pretty much what you want to do as far as editing the page. In a next tutorial, I'll show you how to add the slideshow and some things related to that. Hope that helps. I'm going to double check to make sure I've done this right before I let you go. 6 times. Okay. Now you see that that's changed. Okay. That's it. Thanks.